Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Sharifah and today I would like to present my third reaction video on the current news in the tourism industry. The news that I have picked for today's video is the article that was posted on the star.com.my websites titled Move to Revive Tourism Industry, written by Zakia Koya on 24 December 2020. Like usual, before I start, I would like to highlight several important points in this article. On 23 December 2020, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin announced a 10-year plan under the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030 that will create the tourism investment zones alongside 5 other main trusts to uplift the local tourism industry. Muhyiddin said that in 2019, the tourism industry contributed 15.9% to the gross domestic product GDP worth 240.2 billion. He said at the initial stage, we can regenerate the tourism industry by activating domestic tourism as the borders are still closed and restore the people's confidence in visiting local tourism sites. Muhyiddin said the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030 would be implemented through 6 main strategic trusts, which are administration transformation, tourism investment zone, tourism digitalization, enhancing demand sophistication, reinforcing commitment to sustainable and responsible tourism, and upskilling human capital in all tourism subsectors. I really agree with the content written in this article. The article basically tells us about the details presented by Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin during the launch of the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030, which was organised by the Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry. He said that this policy was a much needed move to revive tourism. He added the government is well aware and sensitive to the big hurdles faced by tourism industry players. The United Nations World Tourism Organization has predicted that the global tourism sector will take 2 to 4 years to recover. This is a long time and will definitely be a big challenge to those involved directly and indirectly. Therefore, I strongly agree and fully support this action taken by the government. They present the issues using facts. The article is only reporting what is conveyed by the Prime Minister during the event. However, on some parts, the writer also mentioned that developing the tourism industry based on digital technology is important to ensure that the objective of the policy is achieved. Furthermore, the speech delivered by the Prime Minister was also well-founded and also based on solid statistics. For example, Prime Minister did mention in the article that the labour force of the tourism industry recorded 3.6 million people who contribute 23.6% of the total labour force. This means that out of every 4 jobs in Malaysia, 1 is linked to the tourism industry. Thus, this shows that the speech delivered by the Prime Minister is reliable. I think the issues covered is accurate. The article states that the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030 would be implemented through 6 main strategic trusts, which are administration transformation, inclusive tourism investment zone, consolidating tourism digitalization, enhancing demand sophistication, reinforcing commitment to sustainable and responsible tourism, and upskilling human capital in all tourism subsectors. This is exactly as conveyed by the Prime Minister in his presentation of the policy. Thus, we know that every action that is taken by the government is for the well-being of the people. So, there are none aspect of bias that can be seen in this article. This article did not present any problem. They only present the actions taken by the government in the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030 to revive the tourism industry. The moves that are taken by the government are the advancement in technology, which will strengthen the network between the industry and provide opportunities for new innovative tourism industry subsectors, which in turn can create business and job opportunities. Under this policy, Malaysia will also set up inclusive tourism investment zones to increase public and private cooperation and attract more local and foreign investors. Thus, this article did not present any problem, but they present the measures taken by the government to improve the tourism industry. The only issues here were how the tourism industry has suffered 100 billion ringgit losses caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. However, it is not this issue that is discussed in the article. This article presents the step taken by the government to revitalize our country's tourism industry. The Prime Minister also mentioned in his speech where, as a responsible government, it is important to ensure a balance between development, protection and preservation of the country's treasures, including the environment, culture and heritage. Their aim is to brand Malaysia as the top-of-the-mind ecotourism destination of the world. He also believed the preservation of resources can spur new economic growth and create job opportunities. This policy is also a part of effort in Malaysia's commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Lastly, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri, also state that the policy will set the strategic direction of the country's tourism and will focus on sustainable tourism and generating more tourism revenue. She also added Malaysia had received awards as a tourist-friendly country, which was proof that the industry could be regenerated again under the National Tourism Policy. So that's all from me and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinion in comment section below. Thank you and have a nice day.